The Phase 2 sound mat introduces the Phase 2 sounds from letters and sounds. So we have the consonants, which are shown in blue, the vowels that are shown in red, and it introduces the first 4 digraphs, which are shown in yellow. And you can see that we can match corresponding sound buttons to these colours. The Phase 3 sound mat introduces more digraphs, more consonants and trigraphs. The additional consonants are in blue, so we use the same colour coding from the Phase 2 sound mat. Again, we use the same colour coding from Phase 2 for the digraphs. And then we introduce the green for the 4 trigraphs in Phase 3. The colour coding of the sound buttons continues with Phase 5. So we have yellow for digraphs, and then we introduce the split digraphs using our white counter. So they are all the long vowel sounds. Again, with the Phase 5 sound mat, the aim is for the child to be able to extract the digraph from the word. Initially, you may have to say the word, segment it, exaggerate the digraph for the child, but ultimately you want them to be able to say the sounds for themselves. For example, a, ow, I, e, oi, oo. With the split digraphs, make it very explicit that the E is silent and that the vowel changes from its short sound to its long sound. So A changes to A in grape, delete has the long E sound in it, kite, the long I sound, bone, the long O sound, and flute, the long U sound. When introducing the sound mat, encourage the child to say the sound of each letter. For the digraphs on this mat, you may choose to say the whole word first, and then isolate the digraph for the child if they can't do it for themselves. To enable our pupils to make high-frequency words by blending sounds, we extract words from their familiar books, and during the word work section they can practice making these words before they practice writing them. For example, the word is has a vowel at the beginning, so we give the child a red button, and a consonant at the end, so we give a blue button. Then we encourage the child to push the sound buttons in. This may need to be modelled to the child first. Is. They can then find the corresponding letters to make the word. So we're always using as much multi-sensory method as we can. They're saying the word, they're hearing the word, and they're making the word by moving the letters around. They could then put it into the middle and drag the letters across in order. Is. We teach the sounds that letters make by extracting words from familiar books. We then look at digraphs, trigraphs, and use this for our word work. So for the word deer, we have the consonant D and the trigraph ear. So we give the child a blue counter and a green counter. D, ear. We can then push the sound buttons out of the sound boxes, and the child can then put the consonant and the trigraph together. It's a bit of a squash to get a trigraph in, but once we move it up to here, the child can make the whole word, break the word, put the word back together, drag the sounds from left to right, d, ear, dear. When encouraging a child to blend initial consonants, so working on consonant blends, you can still use the sound buttons, but put the consonants together. So use 2 blue counters and then continue with our colour coding system. So we have gr, a, s. So in some parts of the country with some accents, this will be a. However, there will be other parts where the child will say grass. So gr, a, s. Use this as a talking point. So you could say, some people would say gr, a, s, but we say gr, a, s.